Since we set out and built Envoy and really started on this journey of saying there's no limits, there's really no rules other than we're going to care deeply about people and take care of people and create, great user experience, and we're going to help companies grow that we believe in. But other than that, it's been a very challenging road.
When you're in marketing, you kind of have a responsibility to people, where a lot of people see advertising as deceptive and things like that. But in reality, there's a lot of good you can do by connecting people with companies or products that really do help them. And the tack that we wanted to take with it from day one was that we were going to really help companies grow and thrive and help people by connecting them with companies we'd send our own brother to or we'd send family members to.
We care deeply about our clients and our visitors, and we want to match visitors to the proper client for the product or service that makes sense for them. Anything else that we do just doesn't make sense. It's not going to help the visitor, it's not going to help our clients, and ultimately, certainly it's not the way we want to grow our business.
Envoy means trusted messenger. And I think when you get to know the four owners, you find out that we really I think we have a heart. We really care about people. We respect individuals. We believe in each other's magnificence and the brilliance and genius within us all, and really all of humanity. We want to serve other people. We want to make a difference in the world. So Trusted Messenger was a perfect name for our company.
I like to think of why we do what we do is we really help companies of integrity grow and thrive.
For me and for our company, it really, the why and what we do is, I'd say, summed up in the word love. And like I said, it's not a normal business word, but it's the truth. And we really, we deeply care about people, whether or not they buy a product from us or they fill out our form or they're even interested in what we're interested. We just believe that our job is to love everyone. Love the people, that are on the other end of that computer. Love the people that work with us on our team. To love the clients that we serve, and to love their employees. And just that is the why.
It reminds me of one of my favorite motivators and authors of all time was Zig Ziglar. He said, you can get everything you want out of life if you just help enough other people get what they want. I really believe that that's at the heart of what we do. We're always trying to help people get what they want.
Every single day we get to wake up and decide, how do we invest our time? What do we really care about? If we don't care about it, if we're not passionate about it, we're not going to be good at it. So figuring out, what that is, and really always asking, we can't stop ever asking the why, that's a huge part for us. And a lot of what we have to do here is really do deep soul searching and saying why? What is it about these people? What do they need? And how do we help them? And what's not happening? And until we find that gap, until we find that opportunity, honestly, it's really hard for us to be great. When we do, it's another level, and we're not competing with other people. We're just being the best that we can possibly be.
We like to sleep well at night, and when you put your head to the pillow, you did a good job helping people, and that is a big thing. The ethos in our company, and something we've said for a long time, is the visitor comes first, the client comes second, and we come third. If we take care of the first two, we'll always be fine.
I think when you're in online marketing, and that's primarily, even though we have skills offline and we have tremendous experience in production, radio, and television, we're using those skills primarily now in the online environment. And sometimes when you're working online, it's easy to forget that there's a person on the other end because things are virtual. But what you have to do is you have to imagine somebody at home, at a desktop, or on an iPad, or on a mobile phone, and you're taking some of their time. You are taking some of their time. No matter what they're doing or what they're searching for, you're commanding a little bit of their time and energy. And you need to take that responsibility seriously and say, did you give them something valuable? Did you serve them in some way? Whether they fill out a form and indicate interest in something or not, did you respect their time and give them good information?
You're not going to treat your your brother, your sister, your mother, your daughter, your son, in a way that doesn't have respect and integrity. And so we treat every visitor that way. We treat our offline media, that when we target people and television, radio, we're respecting that individual.
All we are is we're pro-consumer, pro-people, and we're pro-company, the right company that we choose. And because we're performance-based, that's one of our favorite aspects about this model we have. If we take our own family there and we trust them that much, and we see what they're doing, that's kind of what fills our passion tank, if you will. It gets us going. It's basically, okay, you guys are so good at what you're doing, and we're so inspired by you doing well and being a great company in your space. We have to find a way to tell your story.
It's really about having a long-term relationship with the company, helping them grow and thrive, and knowing that we'll be able to too, because we connected them with people that really needed their services, and we helped that company convert even more. And that really feels good.
It's so important for us to have companies that we believe in. I mean, this is back to the trusted messenger. I mean, we can't be a trusted messenger for a company that we don't believe in.
When you talk about a company that takes everything from all the algorithms and everything you would code all the way through to producing video and putting sites together and stuff, there's a lot of different things, especially when traditionally a lot of companies will outsource their AdWords to one company. And how about another company builds the site? And how about another company handles the email? Another company does video production, and no one ever sees the data centrally or talks with each other. So because we do all of it, we kind of have little mini companies within the company.
Between Walt, Mike, myself, and Rodney, we truly are a group that combines their talents to serve our clients. From the production side, from the messaging side, from the technology side, and certainly from the business development side, we are growing these companies.
Because we don't outsource anything we do, and everything is in-house, from the programming of the code all the way to the video production and all the content writing and everything in between, there's not a lot of friction to getting things tested, getting things out there, and trying things that companies themselves, they can't get the resources to do because they have their tech team and their production team and everyone just supporting their core business, So that makes us super, super agile in terms of messaging and what we can test and get out there.
Yeah, I think one thing that's interesting is, we've been to so many internet marketing conferences and SES and SMX and Conversion Conference, and every time, in some way, when we're there, it's like we want to find someone like us, and it's really hard because there's not quite. What agency are you, or how do you guys operate, and what what's your fee structure, and
right.
And the fact that we're 100% performance based, I have yet to meet a company exactly like ours.
When we go to a lot of these conferences and stuff, we kind of stick out like a sore thumb because we don't. Most people don't understand. We're not in it. We're not getting consultancy fees. We're not getting contracts up front. We put our money where our mouth is, and everything is for performance.
What made us different is that we become an extension of our clients' sales and marketing. We become marketers for them, and on a risk transference basis.
I always say to people sometimes, if you were going to sit down with your brother or sister or mom or dad or so forth, what would you tell them in 10 minutes about this company? Who they can help, who they can help, who the company's for, who the company's not for. And if you can truly take that tack in everything that you do and the content that you produce and the videos, I think that personal level of attention will come out and will be passed on and will accrue very positively to the clients that we work with.
The closer we get to actually seeing the face of another person, being able to touch that person, being able to shake their hand, being able to ask them, what did you really want? I'm so sorry we couldn't offer this to you. How can we help you better? How can we serve you better? So what it really excites me is I believe what we're doing is we're really rethinking, this relationship where marketers and companies are pushing information towards consumers, and consumers are getting inundated. In order to communicate, it's both ways. So if a user is not into what they see on a site, and based on their behavior, based on what they're doing, where they're clicking, the site is actually adapting to the needs that they have, to the signals that they're sharing, that's getting much closer to actually being there with them.
So that's what a lot of our tech has done, and it kind of gives a more human side to the algorithms and the technology you're developing, because you're putting people first. The whole purpose of the algorithm you're building or the servers you're setting up are all so that you can give a person a better experience.
One of the things that truly is mind-boggling to me is the technology that Envoy Media Group has. It's just beyond words. What's amazing as a business owner and one of the partners, it's so exciting to actually have your entire business in this platform.
Mike is unbelievable on the information technology side. He also has a degree in marketing, and he has a tremendous marketing mind. But his ability to problem solve and to take any issue and deal with it, but not only find an answer, but then every problem we have turns out to be a new process that takes us to a new level.
I've met a lot of people in this industry, and a lot of incredible talent at companies like Google and Facebook and many other, huge tech companies. I've never met anyone like Mike, ever. And I believe one of the things that makes him as great as he is his heart, is that from like his deepest being, he really cares. He cares about all pieces to the puzzle. It's not just about solving a crazy tech hurdle, but it really is about, from a good place coming up, how do we do this?
We buy the clicks from Google and Bing and Yahoo and Facebook and everyone. We buy them ourselves. We spend our own money. And so it's our job to convert the people, but to convert the right people. You quickly realize how many things matter and how many little tiny things. What if it was a green button instead of a blue button? What if it was the green button with this video versus that one, and so on? It just, the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper and deeper.
One thing we've seen is that so many people, they have a tough time making decisions, particularly online. There's so many options, and in many cases, many good ones. But if you search Google and there's 10, 12 listings and then paid listings, and then there's another 10 organically, and they all, are phrased similarly, what do you choose? So, for us, we feel like there's even more of a need for a company that can really ask people, okay, what's really going on? What's your goal? And helping people discern what's right for their situation and creating interactive tools and content and video to help them do that. That really is, what we do.
When they come to our pages, we really need to know what's going on. So we built our own CMS from the ground up. And when we built it, we decided, you know what? A, B, and split testing and multivariate testing are part of it. They're just fundamental to the core.
And it's automated. It's taking data and providing information to us. And what's amazing is I can have it right here on my phone, day and night, 24/7. I can go in and I can go into any one of the 10,000 campaigns that we have. I can look at the creatives that are winning and the creatives that are losing. I can look at cost per click. I can change a bid. It's just revolutionary. It truly is.
Because we built it all ourselves and control all the data, we do a lot of automatic decisioning where there's no one here pressing buttons to be like, oh, a visitor came, let's do this page, or let's freeze dry this look. No, we don't do that. We just kind of have a lot of variations that can occur and let kind of the paramedics sort them out. We let the algorithms in real time figure out what's more effective on what day of the week and so on and so forth, and just do that throughout the entire process. And that helps a lot.
The thing that I really like about Mike is he thrives on the impossible. He'll develop technology and lead his team in incredible ways, but the way he pushes himself first and the way he can really empower and expect greatness out of all the people that work with him is just incredible.
We try to be a positive force in whatever teams we'll have tech members on, and really try to put our heads together and think of really cool ways we could do what we previously thought was impossible, or how can we reshape what we did. And that gives us, on the tech side, a lot of agility, because we are not building software for other people to use. Once you start doing that, there's a lot of stuff you have to do documentation-wise and support-wise and helping people use it. Your innovation kind of starts stagnating.
So our tech team, they're the dream team. They really, the stuff that they do, like I'm just blown away with their ability to, take things that might require, hundreds or thousands of servers and, a team of another 10 developers. And somehow, with being really creative and incredibly determined and bright, they find a way. And because of that, that allows our team to really dream up some incredible ideas.
When you're not Google and you don't have, hundreds of millions of dollars to build 80,000 servers wherever you want, you have to get really creative about the way you solve certain problems. And that was one thing from the beginning I always had to do, because when we started the company, we didn't take any outside capital at all. And the philosophy behind that is we wanted as much freedom as possible. The four of us have all been in different companies of various sizes. We realized we're going to build something for the long term. We're going to build the way we want to. It's going to take longer. We know it'll take longer. We're okay with that.
The fact that we're performance-based and there's no limitations on what we can do for a company and how we can benefit and how we can grow as a company, that's obviously one of the things that really gets us excited. And it's almost like, being in the era of like the gold mines, right? Where we know there's gold there, we know there's people, we know there's value, and how do we get it, and where do we dig, and how do we extract it, and how do we do it better?
Walt Jr. is like a data scientist. He's an analytical genius. I mean, he's like, once he gets some data, he just goes and he digs into it until he finds a solution.
There's tremendous energy there. And part of the energy, I think, comes from the fact that we care. You start getting a passion for service and you want to do a good job. But I think the whole energy here from Walt, myself, Mike, and Rodney, we just feed off of each other. Ideas start sparking other ideas.
On the tech side, sometimes, and Walt Jr. does this a lot, he loves to come up with ideas where I'm like, smiling and listening to him going, I have no idea how I would even do that. But given enough time and chewing it, and in the shower you have a eureka moment or whatever it might be, we end up pulling this stuff off.
It's like every day we have a chance to make history and make an impact. And to do something that just because there's no technology that, does this type of call tracking or does this type of, device tracking or optimization, it's exciting to know that we get to just honestly ask questions and say, why shouldn't it be that way? Why do we have to assume that we have to use this third party or that third party or these third parties together? Why can't we do that?
Yeah.
And I think that making history
and
is a huge thing. Yeah.
Having the confidence or hubris enough to think that you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
It usually turns into good stuff.
I'm thinking of you and Ryan and the rest of our
it.
tech team when I think of those things.
We do
That's
a lot of
fun.
things that I never
Yeah.
thought I would be able to do with a small amount of servers in a given amount of time. But when your back's against the wall, you figure things out.
It's been a very challenging road. Many massive tech hurdles, many things that we bit off and we said, wait a second, we've just built a multivariate testing company. How do we do that? We don't have more people to do that, so we built the technology to do it. We just built our own SEM platform, for bid management, Google, MSN, Facebook, Yahoo. Okay, you know what? We need email testing. How do we do that? Should we work with Infusionsoft, or who should we use? Oh, you know what? They don't do this. They don't do that. Oh, you know what? How would we tie back that data? They don't even have the ability to do that, even with the API. Let's create our own.
Often some of the crises that we've had, we're thinking, okay, this could be weeks. And the next day, Mike will say, I came up with something that's going to make this a lot better. It's going to change the whole picture. So quite often, problems are a good thing. It's like the word for crisis in Chinese is opportunity. And we've seen that. We've seen the truth of that so many times at our company.
And really, our dreams only go as far as we believe they can become a reality. So, because of this open-mindedness and this passion, and we're really here to make history. We want to be able to create something, not just for the purpose of creating it, but to truly solve problems that no one is thinking about solving.
The people we're looking for at Envoy are people that have a passion for marketing, have a passion for service, and have integrity. And there's nothing else that will match those three things to begin with.
I think what we have a lot of respect for now, just seeing through it and being through it ourselves, is that truly, as good as the technology and our model and the way we do what we do and our passion, it really is the people who are working here. Sure. And I think having people that are, we all feed off each other's passion. So having people that can, develop their own ideas and they want to make their mark and their impact on this industry and for this company and for themselves, and finding people that are basically desiring to master an area of whether it be design or copywriting or other facets of marketing or technology.
We like to think that we're always hiring. We're always in a stage of finding, if there's great people, let's find a way to make them work. And let's work together and make something really cool. The biggest thing, and maybe it's because I come from the programming background, but I think this applies to literally every other role in the company, from search traffic to business development and everything. We need and we like creative problem solvers, people that will chew on something, and just because they have a written procedure of how to do something or whatever it might be, if something comes out of left field, take the time to chew on it and come up with a way better way around.
We have huge value for the creative potential and drive and the way people read data and the way people see things and the way people interpret things. That's a huge part of it. So really, as cool as some of our technology is and all the things that we're building, we know that it's only as good as the people that use it. And that really is where we're at right now as a company, is there are so many opportunities, but every single one requires the right people in the right place who are just willing to take on the challenge and make history. And now that we keep going up Everest, and we've done really well, and there's been a lot of huge blessings in all that's been generated and created, it really is the excitement and the opportunity to share this with other people. And it really is. I know none of us limit what someone can create and what we expect out of them. We expect miracles out of everybody. Seeing our employees and seeing our team do things that really stretch the boundaries of what a normal developer would do, or a designer would do, or a marketing or a copywriter would do, that makes us really excited.
Envoy has such a bright future for young people that want to get involved in performance-based marketing, whether it's the creative side, copywriting, design work, or it's HTML, coding. There's so many opportunities here at Envoy.
You can't get lackadaisical, you have to be innovating. I mean, I think, Walt, you wrote on the board, it's like innovation isn't absolutely necessary, and neither is survival. And
that's your quote, by the
way.
way.
Did I? Yeah. No, I think I took it from Steve Jobs.
Okay. We're at the point now where that's never going to stop. We're going to continue investing, we're going to continue building. But this is one of the most exciting times, because now we actually get the opportunity to open up what we've created to some really talented people. And we're always hiring. We're always looking for the right person. If you're the right person, if you're passionate, this is something that you really feel you could really create value and be a huge contributor to what we're doing, like, we're all ears. And we just, regardless of whatever happens, we want to know as many people out there that are passionate about this industry. And we believe that you can't corner the market on knowledge. So we can always learn more. We can always help each other and share information. But this is the point as a company where we take everything we've created, and we're just going to trust that. We're just going to believe that we know with these tools and with continually improving them, we really have what it takes to market any industry that we believe in and be successful.